has to do. Growth, if you will, evolution, is for people who want to do it, not for everybody. Right? Just like alcohol isn't for everybody. Some people want to basically be Neanderthals. They want to stay here in this plane and make everything in their life about what goes on in this plane. So they get the suit, they get the nice car, they get the degree, they get the promotion, right? They get the acquiescence of the people around them, they get the adoration, they get the fame, they get the... because they want to stay here. So they're taking their entire life force and building their fortress here. And when life comes to change it, they're going to be shooting missiles at it. Because it's all they know and it's what they believe in. It's like when Jesus comes back, who's going to give up their Escalade? Oh, really? You're giving up your 5-bedroom house to follow him? My ass. If you are that connected and that heavily invested in the mental plane, you ain't giving up anything. And that's fine. Because you're in an infinite universe. There's plenty of room for everybody. If they want to exist at this level of consciousness, which really is a lot less satisfying than all of us pretend it is. Very less satisfying than all of us pretend it is, because we're all pretending it is. Oh yeah, it's great, I'm doing great. Yeah, really? It's boring, it's morose, there's nothing new going on. Yeah, I'm listening to an MP3 instead of an 8-track. Really no different, I can hear the music on either one. That's all that's really changing is just the format. But nothing really. And disease still runs rampant, war still goes on, genocide still going on. I mean, it's all still going on.
So why did we evolve to have a mind?
Why did we evolve to have a mind?
Yeah, why do we have a, what makes us different from, like I said, someone like a vegetable or a fish that is just there present? It seems like what makes us different between humans and a dog, or no?
Do you think that a human's better than a dog?
I would like to think so, yes.
You think that it's actually higher up in the stream of life than the dog is?
Not necessarily better, but we, like, even if you read the Bible, you know, that we were the last ones to be created because we were the perfect creation. So, not necessarily better, but God gave us the free will. So that I'm trying to understand what the mind is supposed, why we got it.
Can I say something?
Hmm?
What I've noticed about myself is when my mind starts going overdrive, it's fear-based. That's basically it. So it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to feel it, because what are you going to do? Die? You know what I mean? That's what I noticed about myself. It's when my mind is working, it's fear.
Yeah. Sure.
I guess I just wanted to figure out why we have one. If it's not
Just
useful.
across the street, I don't know.
Okay. So it has a use for it. I mean, I have to feed so I can walk.
Sure it has.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
For what?
It's a tool.
For limitation. You can, I mean, I can sit here and express myself and communicate with someone without saying a word. Actually, a lot better than when I'm talking.
You know, it's like a dog has 150% better smell than we do. So they're, in a way, more evolved in that sense. Because they need that tool to survive.
I guess, you know, it
Maybe.
just all depends on whether you want to be human anymore. I mean, it's what it's coming down to. I mean, do you want to be human? Do you want to have a mind? And do you want to work for a nice corporation and look at those people and look up to them and have that respect? I mean, that's what the mind's doing. It's this big kind of hierarchy structure thing. Look, we go down the street and all in a line and stop at red lights and we go on the freeway. I mean, we don't do it very well as we once did, but you know, we do it. We go here and we go there and we do this and we do that. And life has nothing to do with any of it. There's money out there to be had. What does life have to do with that? Nothing. I have never seen a tree pay rent. I've never seen a squirrel grab $1. I've never seen a dog play dead and go, give me $5. So,
But you've
money
never
is-
seen a dog sing or dance or create art
Right.
or make love.
So
or
maybe we have a mind. Well, you're going to do that without a mind anyway.
Not necessarily.
Oh, yeah.
One thing is having sex and reproducing.
Is the mind
another
having
one.
sex?
Who is?
Is the
The
mind having sex?
The mind is.
It is. It's having sex. When,
The
when two people are
mind-
engaged in intercourse, the mind is doing that.
If you are not in love with that person, if you're just doing it for money or for you're bored, yeah, I think it's a mind. I don't know. That's
Do you think there's any presence in a person like that?
no.
Think there would be any awareness?
That's what I define making love and sex is different. That's what I mean. Then a dog doesn't make love; it just has sex. I don't know. I'm going a
Procreate.
different
to
subject.
to put more dogs out there.
You're in the
I'm just saying the
present. You're
difference
in the
between
present, darling. That's
between
good.
the dog and.
I'd like to make a comment. My understanding of the mind is that it is one of our divine faculties that was given to us by creation, and our heart is another one of our divine faculties.
Mhm.
And so, as the Buddha said, the mind makes a great servant and a terrible master. So if you can use your mind for creation, for reasoning, but not have it be the master of you, like the monkey mind that's constantly chattering and will take you down bad rabbit hole paths, then that's the divine use of the mind. That's my understanding.
That is true.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd throw that out
Yeah,
there.
see, I have found that, when one goes into those higher states of consciousness, higher states of awareness, higher states of being, the mind functions better.
Yes.
If it stays at a low, morose level, where, it's constantly destroying itself, it doesn't function well at all.
Mhm.
So to me, I kind of look at it, I have my own idea about it, and it's crazy. But it was given to me by people I trusted.
Mhm.
And I've seen it, and I can really tell there's a lot of truth to it. That the mind
There
that
is, yeah.
confounds us
Mhm.
is not ours. Why would a being confuse itself?
It's part of the ego.
And what is that?
Well, it's trying to.
What is it though? What is this ego that we're all beating ourselves to death with? What is it?
The mind.
A psychological construct.
You
It's
think-
part of the mind.
But really, think about this. Does a psychological construct have that much effect on life itself?
Oh,
And the
yeah.
way we're
Well,
gonna carry it? Can an idea really have that much influence over actual energetic presence? Or is it another energetic presence that is much more profoundly potent than we are, masquerading itself as our thoughts?
Well, that is what I think it is. It can have a huge negative impact on our lives and our experience of our lives and other people's lives. But it's a low level energy.
See what I think here, here's what I think happens, is there's these little shadow beings running all over the place. Call them demons. Okay, I'll define what a demon is as far as I'm trying to put out this concept. Anything that reduces your level of well-being, anything that makes you doubt yourself, any of that, that's what a demon is. All right, so these things run amok. They are energetic presences running amok. And what they do is they fill you with their moroseness. They come into contact with someone who's kind of suffering or is unsure, right? And they feed them these thoughts. And these people don't have clarity. They're not streaming out. They're in need. They're pulling in.
They're in
So they're
fear.
tossing these little things in that incoming stream. These thoughts go running amok, and suddenly these people believe that's what they are. They
Yes,
believe
I
that
agree
these
with that.
thoughts are true.
Mhm.
And it really isn't. If you could just see by going to the present moment, and it's really funny, here's how I really think it works, is that's why all their thoughts they give you are about what went wrong in your past, or what needed to happen, or what didn't happen, or your regrets, right? Or your hopes for the future. It always keeps you way out in two conceptual places. Because the past isn't really there.
The past and the future.
And the future really isn't there. It's conceptual. It's all up there in the mind. So it's almost like they take the life force that gives you your presence, right? Imbue it with these energies. You turn it into these thoughts. You choose to feel these emotions with your free will, right? And then as you start to think them, they take that energetic presence, life itself, your stream, your life force, and they start pushing that into areas of the mind, past and future, two places that don't actually exist. But as long as you're not present, because you're not there now, you're off in the mind, in the past, and the future. You're not right now,
Right.
and that's where they feed.
Could you
So you don't-
explain, maybe it would help her if you could explain, do you have an idea of what is a higher use of the mind? Or what would the mind be doing if you were in a higher vibration?
It would be consistently seeking what's lacking.
Okay?
And I don't mean seeking what's lacking because it seeks out areas that need brightness.
Okay, now that makes a lot of sense.
Okay? The actual
Yeah.
divine mind of the human being, the one that's actually connected to its real being, not
There
its
you go.
ego, the one that's connected to its real being, always looks for people in need. Always, always, always.
Yes, yes.
It's always joyful. Even when it seems times are tough,
Right?
its joy is always intact, right? And it's not operating from confusion or confoundedness. It's operating because the being is streaming through it, right? There is no need for thoughts. There's only need for actions. And as long as the life force is streaming through the mind, it carries people to those actions. So it's actually your navigator,
Okay.
if used correctly. Now, used
Right.
incorrectly, it's still your navigator. It leads you right to hell.
No. Okay.
So really, who you got sitting next to you in that car? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, somebody gets in and says, "I'll be your navigator." You better hope you want to go where they're going, right? So if you're not going to navigate yourself, right? How do you navigate yourself then? Information, obviously. So if these shadowy things come in and give you morose, negative, hellish information, those are going to be your thoughts. That's going to be your experience, right? But if you're streaming out, if you're just expressing the love, right, the satisfaction that life itself is in the world around you, nothing can go up that stream. It's always coming out, right? So it would always be an expression of life itself. There's no thought in that, right? There is no need for thought in that.
Well, and if you have a bad feeling, or let's say a bad thought, instead of hanging on to that, you might just
Deter
look at it and
thought
let it go.
downstream, right.
Yeah,
Don't let the turd go by.
right.
You don't go run and chase
Don't latch
it.
onto it
Right.
and make it your,
Tell
give
them,
it energy, so to speak.
put it on your altar
Right.
and worship it. Make sure that you do everything you can to avoid having that again. Kind of stuff.
Right,
There's
yeah,
neuroses that
Right.
develops that.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Get
Because
stuck on it.
if we're using, I would be very offended if the divine mind is causing me to be confused, confounded, and morose.
Right.
I would say, you know what, divine or not, just leave me alone.
Mhm.
Right? So I mean, those terms are out there, yes. But we have to experience this. I mean, we sit and we talk about it, but do we experience it? That's essential. I mean, how much fun is it to sit around and talk about it?
Yeah.
It's more fun to be in the flow of it, isn't it? See, so I tend to like to, be as quiet as possible most of the time, because the world's going on is really not that bad. Food still grows, deer still run by, right?
Yeah.
So I can let go of this society a lot more, probably more than the average person. I can let go of it. I don't care. I don't care about the shiny cars. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'll give everything I have away, because you know what? It's not doing anything for me. I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to be here anymore. I just feel like this no longer holds the level of life that I could actually be aware of. Ready to move on? There's a lot of us that are. We're not given the space the CEOs are.